Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today I wanted to take the time to show you everything you need to know and your ultimate preparation guide for Naxxramas coming out on Thursday. This will give you 2 days to get your final preparations, and this is everything that I'm telling my guildies and people that are going to be raiding Naxxramas with me on Thursday what we need to do and what we need to be prepared for. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the very first step that everyone needs to do, if you have not done this already, is to make sure you are at Hope Chapel and you get attuned to Naxxramas. So this quest is from Archmage Angelia Dassos, and it is the Dread Citadel Naxxramas. This quest changes based on your reputation with Argent Dawn. So on my mage here, I am only revered with the Argent Dawn, so I need 2 Arcane Crystals, 1 Nexus Crystal, and 30 gold. Honored is the bare minimum to go to Naxx, so your character needs to be honored before you are able to step into Naxxramas. However, there are tons of ways that you can do that to get honored. It's very easy, just essentially do anything with Undead, do Strath, do Skolo. You can even turn in war effort combinations to get it. So here are my materials to get attuned to Naxxramas on this character, and after you are attuned to this person, you turn it in the quest, and she offers the next quest, or he offers the next quest over here, and it is going to be called Echoes of War. So from Commander Dawnbringer right here at the head of the table, you get Echoes of War. This quest is very important to make sure that you are on, because it is to kill a bunch of trash in every wing of Naxxramas, which there'll probably be trash farms doing this, but this unlocks your ability to get your tier 3 gear. So I would highly recommend that you make sure you pick up Echoes of War from Commander Igor Dawnbringer right here. Otherwise, you are going to be sad if you win tier and you can't turn it in until next week because you cannot get into it all. So the next thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do is get your Undead Slaying set and Sanctified and understand the Seal of Dawn stuff. So I'm going to come over to my Druid now and explain all that because I've done it all on him, and I think it'll be a better visual representation than just telling you on my mage who has none of that done. So at Hope Chapel, you can get some invasion quests at the tent out there. It looks very similar to the tent you're about to see right here. And upon completing those quests, which is get 10 necrotic runes as well as kill a Shadow of Doom, you are going to unlock the Argent Outfitter, and the Argent Outfitter has some very, very nice rewards. So I would highly recommend that you focus the invasions, get this checklist done, and get a nice stockpile of things. So you're going to want to look towards for Brilliant Wizard Oil. If you're a caster, this costs 8 runes per, and it gives you very powerful Wizard Oil that gives you 60 spell power against undead mobs, and everything in Naxxramas is pretty much undead, so very, very good. Or if you're melee, you can get these Condensed Sharpening Stones, which they have 100 attack power for the earlier ones, and then 200 attack power for a two-handed one, which is very, very good as well. Then the most important thing that you're going to want to make sure you get is going to be your Argent Dawn gloves here for your Undead Slaying set. So I will explain the Undead Slaying set and the Seal of Dawns briefly, but essentially you want to make sure that you have a total of 8 Sanctified pieces of gear by Thursday for Naxxramas launch. And why you want to get that is for the Sanctified gear system and the Seal of Dawn trinket. Now, I have a separate video explaining the Seal of Dawn trinket, and, well, it used to be a trinket. It's no longer a trinket. It's just a buff that you put on. But I have a separate video explaining all that, and I'll definitely pin that down below if you have not seen it yet. But you want to make sure that you have your 8 pieces of Sanctified gear. So right here is the leather tanking undead warding pieces of gear, and they are all 3 Sanctified, and the 3 set bonus for that is making sure that it gives you 2 additional Sanctified. So it also says equipping more than 8 pieces has no additional benefit. So this alone gives you +5 Sanctified. So other Sanctified pieces, well, this ring from Karazhan, this is 6 right here. There's also a really good neck and another ring. So those are the pieces I am personally going for as a Druid tank. I gave them to my warrior first to make sure he gets them, because as a tank I will probably be fine since I am full AQ bis already. I don't need that much for week 1 because we're not really pushing hard modes. But if you were pushing hard modes, you would want to make sure you get those, and the best way is Karazhan, rings, and necks, as well as some weapons are Sanctified as well, I believe, but maybe not. But you want to make sure that you get those 8 pieces of Sanctified, and Kerosene gear is the best. You can do the outfitter with the insignias of the Dawn, and I have a video discussing that as well that I will also link below. But you can get some pieces of gear that might be worth doing if you have a ton of gold that you just want to buy the fragments and the iron scraps, or if you want to go out there and farm them, you can do that for that extra +1 Sanctified piece that you might be needing. But the goal is to go for 8 Sanctified before you get into Naxx on Thursday. That is what I'm telling people, but you'll be just fine if you can get the 3-piece. That is going to be the most impactful thing, is your 3 set of whatever you want for Undead Warding. The chest pieces drop from the Invasion Shadows of Doom, as well as they drop inside of Kerosene Crypts. The wrist pieces are bind on equip, so you can just buy them off the AH and put them on. They vary in a bunch of ways, so just they drop off of rares to spawn invasions, as well as mini bosses in Kerosene. So if you're in a guild, people are farming, people are getting things, you can have a lot of fun with that. Then the gloves, as you saw, you get here with the stones. You also now get stones from Kerosene Crypts, so if you're worried about stones, you're not able to farm the invasion. I have 53 right now. I've stopped buying the stones, as well as I've just gotten those from running Kerosene. I have my Remnants of Valor, which is the next thing I want to talk about, is these Remnants of Valor. So these Remnants of Valor, you are going to need 150 of these, and you get them from getting a Heart of Shadow, which is the same way that you unlock your enchants to your shoulders, which you should have done by now. But if you haven't done that, once again, I have a video explaining all these systems. I will link that down below with the Scourge Invasion and Shoulder Enchants to really show you everything that you would need to know. It's just these systems take a lot to explain, and I don't want this video being 30 minutes long going in depth to every system. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, check that down below for the other video. But these Remnants of Valor, you're going to want 150 of them week 1, and I tested this on the PTR, and you'll see this in the Sealed Dawn video. But week 1, Thursday, you will be able to get a rank 2 trinket. So that rank 2 trinket, the difference of that is it will go from 1% to 4% per piece of Sanctified that you have. And as you know, we're going for that 8 piece. So right here, the difference between a rank 1 and 2 with my current setup as it is right here today with my Undead Warding and that. So I have 6 pieces. So it'd be a 6% increase to health and damage. Or because I have these remnants farmed and I'm going to upgrade my trinket for 150 of them, I'm going to get 4% per piece. So 4 times 6 is 24%. So obviously you can see how important that is. That is 24% damage in HP, and as a tank I get like 40% more threat as well. But the point being that you really want to focus on this level 2 trinket. No matter where you're going in Naxxramas, it is going to be worth doing. Then finally, a few little tips and tricks for you guys now that the Seal of Dawn and the Undead Warding is explained. What you want to make sure that you do is all the consumables came out in AQ and they got revamped. So like, here's an example, Elixir of the Honey Badger. As you can see, this is a new consumable. It gives you 30 agi and 2% crit, and it gives nature res. They don't have frost ones that I have seen yet, but these are just new consumables that came out with AQ, and like, this is a better Mongoose Elixir. Then we have Ironside, which is a better superior armor elixir. So once you get this, you no longer need that. These consumes are better, they have better stats, and you should go after them. There are also new flasks of every kind. This is the tank flask right here, Flask of the Old Gods. It increases my stamina by 100 and defense value by 10. So you might be like, why is that better than Titans? Well, yes, it gives 200 less HP, but 10 defense is really valuable on a tank here in Season of Discovery. So just new consumables came out, and make sure you're aware of those and definitely be getting them. The protection potions that you are going to need for Naxxramas are going to be greater shadow protection pots, as you can see right here, and then greater frost protections, which I have in my bank, on my bank too. But greater frost protection, greater shadow protection, going to be used tons in Naxxramas. Then as well, I would highly make sure that you learn the fights, learn Naxxramas. Naxx is probably one of the raids that is very easy to do this for 2 reasons. One, we have the current Naxxramas. We have seen it so many times in the past 5 years because it doesn't change too much from the Wrath of the Lich King version. Just look up videos, find some fights on it. You can look up current PTR videos, you can look up fights from 4 years ago, you can look up some fights as well, but there are plenty of videos that show you the boss fights. So if you are unfamiliar with Naxx, get in there, learn the fights. They don't change too much from Wrath to here, honestly, and you can get a general understanding of what you're going to encounter. Then the final tip is getting Frost Res will be very nice. However, they redid the whole Glacial Gear and Frozen Runes here for Sod, so it'll be a little bit more, and I'll definitely explain that when we get there. But Saf and KT on hard modes, and if you're 20-man rostering it, you are going to need Frost Res. If you are doing the normal versions, you can definitely just simply overheal it and bring like 10 healers and have all your people switch to healers, or use Shadow Priest so you can get through it. Utilize totems and frost protection potions as well as like innervates, so you can just overpower it and get through it. But the hard mode, Saf and KT are going to be insanely difficult. They are designed for us not to be able to clear it week 1 or even week 2 from what the devs are saying on this. So it's going to be very interesting to see where that goes. And there's a bonus boss as well, or at least that's what they're heavily hinting at. I don't know for sure what it is, but time will certainly tell. But anyway, guys, these are all the tips, tricks, things that you need to do to make sure you are ready for Naxxramas. This is everything I'm telling my guild to do. And yeah, we will find out Thursday. So if you have any questions, think I left anything off, definitely drop it down below, and I will do my best to answer everything for you. But until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.